All right, let's talk about the petrodollar system. It's dominated global finance for decades, but its reign might be ending.
So, why are major world powers suddenly looking for a way out of the US dollar? Something big is happening.
This quote really captures what's happening. It feels like decades of change are being crammed into just a few weeks. These headlines aren't isolated incidents. They're all signs that the whole system is under some serious pressure.
So let's back up. After World War II, the dollar was literally as good as gold, but by 1971, that system completely fell apart.
So, if the dollar isn't backed by gold anymore, what's holding it up? Well, the answer turned out to be oil.
And in 1974, a massive deal was made between the US and Saudi Arabia. It would change the world.
The deal had two simple parts. Saudi Arabia prices its oil in dollars. Then, they invest their profits in US debt.
See how that works? Every country needs oil, so now every country needed dollars. This created huge, constant demand. And Saudi Arabia was the linchpin. They could produce oil for a fraction of the cost of, say, US shale.
But was this just an economic system? Or, as some analysts have argued, was it something more like a protection racket?
I mean, look at the timeline. When leaders in Iraq or Libya tried to sell oil in other currencies, things ended badly. This really drives home the idea: the currency funds the military and the military protects the currency. The cycle of an empire.
Okay, so fast forward to today. This 50-year-old system is now facing its biggest threat ever.
It's really a perfect storm. Weaponized sanctions, China's rise, and new alliances are all shaking things up.
Just look at China's leverage. They buy a quarter of all Saudi oil exports. That's a number nobody can ignore.
So now China is pushing Saudi Arabia to accept the yuan for that oil, a direct threat to the whole system.
And you can see the trend in the data. Foreign investors are holding less and less U.S. government debt.
So, okay, why does any of this matter to you? Because the fallout from this could be huge for everyone.
You know, history gives us a pretty stark warning. The parallels between the US now and past falling empires are concerning.
For the US, it could mean losing the privilege to print money freely. That could lead to higher interest rates and spending cuts. Look, the dollar isn't disappearing tomorrow, but the move to build alternatives is definitely picking up speed.
Every reserve currency in history has eventually fallen. The only real question isn't if, but when.